Hey guys, Jayden here. Animal Crossing New Horizons has 397 villagers right now. To this day, people still think every villager of the same personality behaves the same way. But little do you know, there is more than just personality that makes villagers different. Let's take a look at various things that make those villagers different. We can all agree that there are 8 villager personalities in the game, right? But that's not this video is talking about. There's the first thing that makes villagers different besides their personalities, and it's kind of obvious. You might have probably noticed, but sometimes villagers of the same personality sound differently. And yes, villagers have different voices based on not just personality, but also their size. There are 3 different voice pitches for every personality. Small villagers have a higher voice, medium villagers have a regular voice, and large villagers have a deeper voice. For example, if you think large peppy villagers sound a lot like sisterly villagers and large jock villagers sound like Gulliver, that's probably why. With 8 personalities and 3 voice pitches per personality, there are 24 different kinds of villager voices. Although cranky villagers already have a deep voice even at small size, I don't think I can hear any difference among the 3 cranky villager voices. Another thing that makes villager different, personality subtypes. Maybe you've noticed when you try to use reactions near Judy and she doesn't react back, and when you use reactions near Francine, she does react back. Yes, that's because they have different personality subtypes. But there's more to it than that, and we'll cover it later. In New Horizons, each personality has 2 subtypes, which makes the villagers of the same personality have slightly different dialogues and or behave differently. Even the ACNH companion guide says that. Here's a table showing the personality subtype distribution and the topics that each personality subtype talks about. Each personality subtype is labeled either A or B. I'm not good enough to tell personality subtype just by dialogue alone, so I need to Google to actually understand. Speaking of personality subtype, I also want to talk about the social level of villagers. There are 3 social levels and you can easily tell them apart by how they wave. Villagers with high and medium social level will react to your reactions, while those with low social level will not. Well, except a few of them. Each personality subtype has its own social level, although it doesn't necessarily apply to Sanrio villagers for some reason. Because personality subtype is one of those topics that people barely talk about, only a few websites have the list of villagers with the personality subtypes. Fortunately, Wikipedia is one of them. You can't have 10 villagers without repeated personalities, but you can have 10 villagers without repeated personality subtypes. Aside from voice pitch and personality subtypes, villager hobbies also play a role in differentiating villagers. There are 6 hobbies in the game: education, fitness, fashion, music, nature, and play. You can tell them apart by villagers' unique behavior or by the books that they are reading. Apparently hobbies are less well known than personalities in the community, so I'll explain them real quick. Villagers with education hobby will read novels with glasses on, and they sometimes examine objects with a magnifying glass. Villagers with fitness hobby are more likely to work out with sports glasses. They also read fitness books. To tell you the truth, fitness is my least favorite villager hobby because most villagers can work out, so what's the point of fitness hobby? Villagers with fashion hobbies sometimes walk around with purses and accessories. They read fashion magazines at home. Maybe it's just me, but I've noticed that fashion villagers lift weights and do yoga way more often than they should. I'm not sure what makes them do that, but that's the story of my dreamy becoming not dreamy. Villagers with music hobby can sing and dance without a music player. They also read books about KK Slider. Aren't they wholesome whenever they sing outside? Villagers with nature hobby sometimes carry a watering can to water the flower. They can also examine objects with either a flower book, fish book, or bug book, though they only read the bug book while they're inside. Villagers with play hobby sometimes run with their arms extended, or as many people call it, the Naruto run. They read comic books while they're inside. We all need to have fun sometimes. Hobbies are usually tied to the personality subtypes, meaning villagers of one personality subtype may share a common hobby. For example, most normal A villagers have nature hobby, while most normal B villagers have education hobby. Here's a table showing the common hobby for each personality subtype. This is for reference only and it may not apply to some villagers. Here's another table showing which personality subtype is more likely to have a given hobby. Again, this is for reference only, and there are always some villagers who don't follow the pattern. You might have noticed that Sisterly A covers almost all hobbies. Well, there are only 4 Sisterly B villagers in the game and they do share the hobbies with Sisterly A villagers. Now that I think about it, I'm not sure if Nintendo did a great job differentiating villagers. Why does Judy of all villagers have to be Snooty A when Anka of all villagers is Snooty B? As if these characteristics aren't enough to differentiate the villagers, their behaviors are also influenced by the snacks they eat. More specifically, snacks determine the villagers' workout rate. Villagers that like sandwiches can do all kinds of workouts such as aerobic exercises, weightlifting, and yoga. Villagers that like donuts can only do aerobic exercises. Villagers that like lollipops do not do any workouts. This does not apply to fitness villagers as they have their own workout routines. This also does not apply to group activities. Any villager can show up during group activities for any kind of workout. True story, when I found out about this, I liked many villagers less than I'm supposed to. That also explains why Ruby is my favorite villager, even though the Animal Crossing subreddit loves Lolly. Earlier in this video, I said fashion villagers work out more than they should. Pretty sure there's more to it than having fashion hobby or sandwiches. But you know what's really bothering me? A lot of cranky villagers have donuts and lollipops as their favorite snack. And I thought old people don't like sweets, so what gives? So is Nintendo doing a good job differentiating villagers? Let's consider this. There are 8 Pet Peeve rabbits in the game, 7 of them are Pet Peeve B, and 6 of them have fashion hobby, and all 6 of them like sandwiches. I think the answer is obvious. There you have it, many factors that make villagers different, such as voice pitch, personality subtype, hobby, and even snack. If you find this useful, be sure to like and share the video and subscribe to my channel. With that, I'll see you next time. Bye.